What's going on, everyone? This is RFBM, Raising the Financial Bar with Mar. So today I just wanted to do a quick video just giving you some updates on the Eidl process and just give you an overall viewpoint on what action you should take depending on whatever updates pertain to you. So you know I'm not one to fluff things up. I'll get right to it. The SBA is increasing the COVID Eidl cap to 2 million, and prior to that it was at 500,000. There's going to be the implementation of a deferred payment period. The SBA will ensure that these business owners will not have to begin making these COVID Eidl repayments until 2 years after the loan, so that they can get through the pandemic without having to worry about making ends meet. That's very significant. Also, their establishment of a 30-day exclusivity window. So for those that this pertains to, I'm sure this will give some people wiggle room so that they'll be able to have the funds necessary and access. Another bullet point, they mention expansion of eligible use of funds. So the funds will now be eligible to prepay commercial debt and make payments on federal business debt. So prior to this, they were very unclear on what you can use it for, and many people wanted to be able to use it for these things. So that will be another way that it can help many businesses that have been able to receive the funds. And the final bullet point here is the simplification of affiliation requirements. So basically the implication is that before that update, it was a bit more difficult to get these details, and now they're going to make the details more simplistic and easier for people to not only gain more access to these funds, but to just overall get a better idea of the requirements that they have to fulfill, but not complicate things as much. And for those of you that had the restaurant revitalization funds, they understand that that process was a lot simpler than the Eidl. It was unfortunate that they closed that out. And of course, they implore you to apply for this application as soon as possible, which would be in the best interest of all eligible applicants, simply because many people have been waiting for quite a while. And I understand that this press release was released September 9th. But it's still reassuring to see these updates, especially considering that they added there is $150 billion still available in Eidl funding. And of course, this was long overdue, but finally they have a walkthrough where they have this PDF you can download that gives you step by step how to complete the application process. And for those of you that are strictly focused on receiving the COVID-19 Eidl funding, keep in mind that the program runs through December 31st, has a fixed interest rate of 3.75% for small businesses and sole props and independent contractors, and 2.75% for nonprofits. This will run through December 31st and offers 30 years. I'm not going to provide all the details, so feel free to check the description, and I will have all of the different types of links so you can check out things like the FAQ regarding the COVID-19 Eidl. And I'll also add this Eidl checklist form that's supposed to also aid small businesses in completing their application. What I like the most about all of these updates is that the SBA has now broken down some terminology that people do not necessarily know about, such as the grocery receipts and the cost of goods and all of that terms that people were unsure of. So now they're making it a bit more streamlined and breaking it down, essentially making it easier for people to not only comprehend, but then in turn apply. Payments being deferred for the first 2 years, although interest will accrue, is crucial because the SBA administrator let it be known she wanted to make that change because she didn't want people worrying about having to make those payments, especially considering that the pandemic played a significant part in everything. So once again, pay close attention. Go on the website, check out the COVID Eidl policy changes. I'm going to have this in the description as well. You want to make sure that you have the idea of what the deferment is, the changes that they've had about the credit score and the capital. What do they mean by the particular working capital, expenses, and all of the other things that it encompasses. So perhaps they could be a little bit more specific in everything it encompasses in the use section, but even here they now have a specific timeline. This time frame is essential simply because whether you're a new applicant or you're requesting an increase, you want to make sure you're doing all the steps accordingly, because you can be stuck in limbo, not following directions or following all of the stipulations, not to mention everything that's happened of late. But it makes things so much clearer with these application details and a list of all the required documents. So transitioning back to the targeted Eidl advance and supplemental targeted advance specifically, it's a little bit more welcoming based on reading that press release that the applications are moving faster. So essentially it might be a sign that the reconsideration process may be in for a faster turnaround for those that have been sitting in recon. Seems the focus is primarily the COVID Eidl loans, but for the supplemental targeted advance, I wanted to let those who have received those first, that were approved for both the target and supplemental, understand that a lot of people are receiving the supplemental targeted first, and then it's followed by the targeted. So don't be alarmed if that's what's happening to you if you've been approved for both of them. And for those of you with the same issues like advance funds returned or being rejected, continue to keep fighting, send your emails, reach out to the representatives, and stay dedicated to it, because the only thing you can do is continue to keep fighting. If you have any updates, concerns, or questions, please comment below and I'll do my best to assist you. I appreciate the support, and if you found this content helpful, please give it a like, comment, subscribe. We're all in this together, and I really hope that you get this funding sooner than later. Peace, love, and blessings. Thank you, and take care.
Our own mind has to be changed. We have to change our mind about ourselves.
But this world is such a gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like taught that from school.
I don't come to bow, you know. I come to conquer.